Hey guys, Augiesaint here and welcome to the channel. If you guys like Lost Ark as much as I do, then this is the place to be. I just want to say thank you to you guys for smashing that sub button. We're so close to 2,000 subscribers. So if you're new, go ahead and hit the sub button so we can get closer to that 2K. And for all the new people, welcome. And today I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about my opinion on busing. Should you do it? How should you do it? And just all of my thoughts about busing. Is it good for the community? Is it bad? Just everything about it. This is completely my opinion. You can have your own opinion down in the comments below. Just be respectful of each other and keep it civil. We want to keep it civil down there. So let's get straight into it. So what busing is pretty much is if you run content on a character, say now you're like way over leveled, so you're or not over leveled, but you are strong enough to solo said specific thing, whether it be Aureas, whether it be Argos, whether it be Volton, anything that you can run without needing the help of anyone else in the party, and then you can just take along people with you pretty much for the free ride, is called busing. So that is known as busing. And what a lot of people like to do is they start with an Argos bus, where you need at least two people for that because of how the fight works. Where it's a normal 8-man raid, and instead of having 8 people do it, you have 2 people do it. They're called the bus drivers, and then they would go through the raid, and then you pay a bus fare pretty much to tag along on your undergeared character, your undergeared ult, whatever you've got that can't actually clear it on themselves and just needs a carry through pretty much. And normally the gold that you get charged to do the bus is less than the gold that you actually make from doing it. So you're making more gold, the bus drivers are making more gold, you're making more materials on those alts of yours and that. And it's pretty much a win-win for everybody in that opinion. So in my opinion, I like busing, I like the challenge, and then I like the method of actually making a little bit extra gold. Especially if you have a character that's way stronger than what it needs to be for content, and you're just running it every week pretty much because you can. Why not bus and help people through on their ults and stuff like that, and they pay you a little bit of gold, so you make a little bit extra gold for the effort. And it's not completely face roll unless you're like over 1500 item level and you just go in and you one-shot everything. But if you do it at a relatively low item level, like 14, I reckon you can start busing as low as 14, 15 on a support. If you want a DPS bus Argos, I would say 1445 when you start getting a relic set is a really good place to start busing and time. That's when you get a lot of power spikes. Like most builds in the game all get a power spike. Most classes at 1445 with their relic set. And 1430 a little bit earlier, there's no real power spike. You just got to add like a good item level, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would say 1445 and upwards. And then if you're like 1460 or so, you could pretty much solo bus like whatever. So in Argos, you'd have the 2-man bus, but I mean, you could solo bus your party, and then you get another person that's at least 1460 or higher, and they can solo bus their side. Now, the item level and that it's completely like self-preference. Whatever you feel confident in doing, comfortable doing. I know people that are 1490 and they don't feel comfortable soloing the dinosaur or just soloing anything. And in that case, you can do 3 or 4-man buses. Now, why I say supports can start busing at 1415, because when your support is at 1415, you can pretty much go through Argos without ever dying, unless you really stand on everything and just try and die. But 1415 on a support, you can give support, you can give damage buffs, you can give heals, shields, and all that kind of stuff. So then you would go into a 3 or a 4-man bus. So pretty much how that would work is if it's a 3-man bus, you would have one really strong DPS, like someone that's confident in soloing the first part on Argos, like 1460 upwards, or just how strong they feel. If they feel confident doing it lower, then go for it. And then you on the support and another weaker DPS, say like 1445 DPS, and a support 1415 and higher would be in party 2, 2-manning the other ad in Argos, if we're talking about strictly Argos. And then a 4-man bus would be the same thing, except you could either pick up 2 supports, so 1 support for each DPS, or you could just have 2 DPS in one group, and then a support and a DPS in the other group. Whichever DPS feels like they need the help of support to get through, just to like help them a little bit, make them feel a little bit better and safer. And that is how the busing etiquette all works. So that's my base opinion on it. I like busing. That's kind of how it works. And then you just end up buying something on the auction house that the buses list. And then you can buy that off there, and that's how I actually pay the buses. Most of the time, accessories work a lot better. Some people like to use gems, but I know a lot of bots and RMT happens through gems and that, so you don't really want to get involved too much on selling gems. So accessories is always the easiest way, especially then you can't get scammed, because gems, it's easy to duplicate them, so someone can just copy your prices and everything and scam you, so you buy the wrong gem. That's why accessories are very unique. You'll never find the same accessory twice. If you do, it's like a 1 in a billion chance. Imagine finding the same accessory with the same exact battle stats, the same exact engravings, and negative engravings. That's a really, really, really small chance of that ever happening. And if anyone has ever found double accessories that are exactly the same, link it down in the comments and show us, because I would really like to see that. It's going to be really, really low chance. But anyway, that's how it goes about paying it and etiquette. So if you guys want me to make a video on how to actually bus and the etiquette behind busing and how it all works and how to go through paying it and how to pay for it easier, and then just how to carry it from the bus driver's seat, let me know down in the comments below. Drop a like on the video so I can know that you guys like this content, and then drop down in the comments below, yes, you guys want to see a bus driving video, how to make it, and then how to do it all. And I'll set that up, work on that. I'm just not sure what you guys feel about busing, but my opinion on busing, I don't have a problem with it. But yeah, for now, the time being, Vulcan busing and Argos busing has become really common, and I've recently started dabbling in busing myself. On my Sork, I feel confident to solo it on Argos, and maybe next week, once I get my 5x3 set up on my Sork, I'm going to start trying to do Vulcan buses and see if that would be any fun. I've seen some Sorks do it much lower than me, but they did have 5x3, so it's definitely doable. I know I can do it, and I really like the challenge, and I find it fun with the challenge like that to not overgear it, like crazy overgear it and just go in there and just hit buttons. But you've actually got to know the fight. Like for example with Argos, in phase 3, you've got to pick up the little seeds. And if you are two-manning that, you guys need to like use swiftness robes, and you need to coordinate which side of the map you can get. So like one person will get north, the other person will get south. You just really need to know the fight. You need to pick up all those seeds. And then in the first phase of Argos, there's like a bar that builds up above your head. And when it expires, you actually take a big chunk of damage. So if you're with a support or something, and they got to make sure to heal you or shield you during that, so you don't actually get, it does like percent damage, it does a lot of damage. So if you are full health, we'll just take you down. You've got to know that stuff is happening, so you can pot and all that kind of stuff. So you have to know the fight. Busing is not all about just over gearing it and being over item level to be strong and just, you know, bust through the content without thinking about it. So the earlier busing is actually learning the fight and understanding the fight and knowing all the mechanics and how they work. So I think that's really cool part about it. Like for Vulcan example, if you want to do the orbs in the first part, I know we normally way cheese it anyway, even in normal pug groups when they do it. But doing that by yourself solo, you have to save your stagger. You definitely have to use a whirlwind grenade, so you'd have to hit the way cheese, and then you'll have to like run in a circle to pick up the orbs, because you can't kite the orbs around, because who's going to do the stagger check for you? So you need to hit the way, you need to grab the orbs, and while you're doing that, throw a whirlwind grenade, and then hit your stagger abilities and make sure that you stagger that, because if you don't stagger it, you die. And you're the only one there capable of staggering it, because most of the time when people do the bus, the passengers all go ahead and die early on, so that you can get it done. So yeah, that's my 2 cents about busing. I enjoy it, I like it. I think it's not a bad way to play. If you've got the power to go for it and earn yourself a little bit extra gold each week, you don't have to do it to keep up or do anything like that. Like busing is not the only way of keeping up, and that you can play completely fine and just, you know, go through your day without busing. But if you enjoy busing, and you like the extra little bit of gold you make from it, it's not a lot, but you know, any little bit helps, then I recommend go for it. Leave down in the comments if you want me to make that video, or maybe I'll work on it sooner or later and just chuck it up there for you guys anyway, and you can let me know in the comments what you think. If you like this video, please drop a like and a subscribe to the channel. It helps me out so much, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying.